live. We're going live. We are live. Hello, everybody. And we've got some green dots
folks,
there.
on YouTube, so be careful what you say.
So we've got some green dots on there. So hopefully we've got some sound. So just let me know if you can hear us or not. And I'll turn the volume down on this as well. And I can work out how to do it.
Oh, I can see your mug.
Oh, yeah, it's all right. I've just worked out I can hear it because it's on the tablet. That's well. How can I hear it?
Sure, in a world that's constantly changing.
Do you know Kurt hasn't seen a goal, let alone a win?
Well, it saves on the time doing graphics and things, doesn't it?
Poor bugger.
Mine was safe.
Yeah, now they from the time that he accepted to the job to go into the job, they had a really good win, really good run, and obviously they won the last game.
It is 7 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. It is April, not the first, unfortunately. Saw some decent April Fool. People are doing photos now. You can do all this artificial generation of photographs now. And I saw one with the market hall with 2 towers on and everything like that, and the cookies fire on fire. We've had all sorts of things. You remember the original? Was it 63, 61, early 60s? Yeah, well, there you go. They still never beat the Panorama Spaghetti Harvest in Italy, though. That was a classic one. So, right, yes, thank you for coming. Before I forget, I will remind people that next Wednesday, there's a big forum at the club, free to attend. 6:30 it starts.
6:30 to 7.
6:30 to 7, is it?
Bars open at 6:30. So.
Yeah. And that'll be Paul Cook, Ash Kirk, Sharon Kirk, and John Croot.
Yeah.
Taking any questions.
I thought it was the week after.
There's likely to be other members of the management team as well. I think
Kieran
Dyer's going to be there, the idea is that there's opportunities to speak to Sharon. I don't know whether she's coming along to answer every single question, because Ash and John are more hands-on people, even though Sharon is part of the board. But so if you come along and ask her a specific question about ticket pricing, you might not get an answer. But if you ask her about, always say with your hands, Sharon, I'm sure you'll get an affirmative answer.
Yes. I've thought of my question. I've got mine in my mind already. And it won't be for Sharon, it'll be for Ash and Cookie and John, really. So, just on the notes from the meeting last time, we've got our full committee meeting week on Saturday, isn't it?
11th.
Tranmere game. Pete iterated that more Chester's champions were still needed. Any people come forward with that?
I've been talking to one that's been introduced to me. Another youngster, which is what probably one a range of people. It's not you. And we'll take other people, but one or two sort of brought mates along, or all the children, and it's I think it'll work.
There's nothing really to continue from the home and away games that we had on the reports on the notice. Update on matters previously raised. We had hand towel dispenser reliability, on hot water and cold water. East stand ladies too cold, west stand too hot. So have they been put on the regular checks, or certainly hand towels?
Well, one of the ones that was reported to me personally about temperature, the person came back to me and I thought, oh God, I forgot to tell them about that thing. She came, but it's brilliant now, they fixed it perfectly.
All right.
Yeah, so-
Might be the ambient temperature of water outside that does make a difference. or
But
something.
I think that they do regularly look at it, yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, we'll get that. Yeah, we talked quite at length last time about second and additional coaches, which certainly for Barrow that was put on reasonably well in advance. A second coach, and is that going well?
Yeah.
It's not quite full, but it's full enough that
Full enough to make it worth its while.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so what we got left? We've only got 3 left, haven't we? After that, or is there 2 left after that? 2. So Fleetwood and Swindon. So Swindon's going to be very much dependent on if there's anything on it in it. That could be
Yeah.
1 coach or 17 coaches, couldn't it?
That's why it's not gone on sale yet,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. So, well, I'd rather be 1 coach because we're already there in the playoffs as opposed to need something from it. But there you go.
Right, that's
So yeah, that's good. The Barrow thing was. But do we know if the Barrow are taking a couple as well? Do we know? So many tickets, or are they? Are we selling Barrow tickets?
Barrow.
Barrow. So I know we had to get Sylvia's from Barrow.
But I don't know the numbers. I mean,
It didn't look too bad when I had a look last night.
Yeah. Oh right, you can look and see.
you can look
can
and
you?
see.
I was into obviously today was the pre-match where we quite often talk about the away match as well from a policing point of view.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in today, so because it's my Thursday, my day off, so I don't know
Oh, yeah.
anything was said.
So we might be causing the coach goers a problem on Saturday because with Sylvia going, we're going in our van and we're being told to park in the coach park. So I'll probably block off all of the good parking spots before you get there. So if you see our van, whoops. Do you know what? I haven't checked what home games we've had since the last meeting because we had Grimsby was postponed. Have we only had
Don't
the
want to
one?
talk about any of them.
No, we don't really want to talk about
Shrewsbury and
it.
Oldham.
Shrewsbury and Oldham.
was okay. Colchester had we had that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Shrewsbury was
Shrewsbury and Oldham.
the point I make with that are the disabled spaces for parking, and particularly the ones with the cones out where people were moving the cones when they shouldn't have been. Was that better last couple of games?
I had no issues raised with them.
Yeah, and you're the man who gets them, aren't you?
Yeah.
Aren't you?
See, I don't know about Shrewsbury because we were really late leaving, and I was really early leaving for the Oldham game because went straight out at the final whistle. Not usually been able to do that, and home. It was nice being home before 5:30.
And on the, of course, because it was I can't cope. with
No,
those
it's because
strange kickoff times.
it was a normal kick-off time. It was just you don't have to wait for Kurt anymore.
Oh right,
so-
well done. Yeah.
Normally, I'm sat there in the car park watching everything going on. So
You will notice on other matters. You will notice. Well, hope you've noticed on the call to arms for coming to tonight's meeting. I mentioned that the meeting that we're just talking about, that it was reinforced about the priority for away matches is the biggest biggest thing for this group that would like to see improved. Discussion was about the North Stand. Prices for match day tickets for 26-27. Are they out? They're still not out, are they? I don't think. Are they?
don't think
seen them,
individual
but I don't see
tickets are out. I've
No,
not seen.
I thought we were going to try and put them out before. Well, certainly out well before the end of
before April the 30th
on
early bird day.
I don't actually know, but it might suggest that they're not. The seating price hasn't gone up apart from the adjustments. So, if they are going to stop the same for match days, you want to tell people as late as possible, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I exactly that. Yeah.
If they've gone up by £2 a match, well, you
Yes.
tell people now.
But then that might sell more season tickets.
If they were, yes.
If
that's
it's
what I'm
gone up,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if they're not going up,
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
people late.
Yeah.
saying. I mean,
Yeah, I get
there will actually be a slight adjustment on match day prices because all the ones in the wing stands now will be charged full price for ad hoc sales. So
Yeah.
there will actually be some additional income anyway.
I saw some comment on the way you pay instalments, and I think the person who made the comment was probably confused rather than the information from the club being confusing, because I think if you're paying, can you pay in 5 or 4?
It depended on when you
But
started
one was at the
paying
end of
it.
March, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But you can still pay one before the end of April. Your first one before the end of April, on a slightly different.
Effectively, the intention was to allow people to spread it over 5 payments to make it easier. In reality, if you're buying a ticket now, you can still do it on instalments. You do it 30th of April, do it on instalments and pay in 4.
Yes.
Because if people wanted to put an extra one in, they could. It was but I don't know. I don't know a breakdown of what the instalment ones are compared to everything else. I've just checked. As of midnight today, last season, we were 4 season tickets more than we've done so far.
No, sorry, it's on a par.
It's
Exactly.
very much on a par. Of course, the year before we were 1,000 ahead because everybody bought them the moment we were champions.
Yes.
But this is very close. There's no significant drop off or increase.
Oh, brilliant! That's good. That's very, very good. Thanks.
Well, 2 of those made on the dot lines and got around to it.
I'll tell the board on.
It's really only 2.
It's really only 2 what they did last season.
There's an extra charge, isn't there, this year for?
Actually, because the instalments aren't done by Ticketmaster, they're done by us. We have to actually take the information and put it onto our finance system, actually onto Xero, to control it. And there is actually quite a lot of work in doing it. Collectively, not, but it's not a press a button. It is a clerical task. So for every combined transaction, so the buying of one or multiple tickets, we did a £10 charge to cover that.
Right. I think people were saying they were getting charged for each ticket.
Yeah, it's not for each ticket. It's not for each instalment. It is. If you buy 5 season tickets, it's £10. You buy 1 season ticket,
It's £10.
it's £10.
Yeah.
Whether you're paying 2 instalments or 5 instalments.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well,
It's just control of it because.
And you can't charge interest because that would require a credit license.
And we can't set it up so that it's a direct debit because again.
Credit license.
Yeah. So.
No, I absolutely get that. Yeah, we've discussed that sort of thing before, haven't we?
Yeah.
We talked about the handrail provision, and I know the little bars were, and I don't know if I can't remember if I sent you the photo, Pete, from Notts County, but they've got bars down the middle.
We were always told that was a no-go.
Yeah.
Well, that might be our side compared to somebody else.
Yes.
Because that looks like it would work. Because in reality, at the end of the match, all your traffic's in one direction.
Yes.
And at half time, it's
Yeah.
So
I thought I'd send it to you.
yeah,
So.
But it is P-rails. I think we will try and go.
The P-rails are really good.
Yeah. It's not seen by the club as an absolute priority.
No.
We would like them, and the club would prefer if there was some other means of paying for it, whether any grants or anything. And I'm looking at that at the moment.
Yes.
I suspect that for a business our size and a stadium this size, there won't be any.
Yeah, and even if I'm sure people would see it as a step forward. I certainly would. If you just did it in 1 or 2 blocks and just redirected people if they're having a bit of difficulty on an odd day, because go in that block, one of the ones that we don't sell many season tickets in or something like that. If the cost for the whole, I know when you said can we do a block, we said well what's going to be the cost for the ground as a whole, which is great, but as one of my old bosses used to say, there's more than one way of skinning a cat, isn't there?
I mean,
although he did do his appendix the same for the cat.
If I were to have the ability to do 1 block, I would still do block 2 in the West Stand.
Yes,
because I know the demographic of the people who are in there, and putting that in covers block 1, block 2.5, and block 3, and it'd be ideal to look at that area. You know the sort of people that are up there. They're all 16 years old, and they were when they came from centre stand or wing stand that's Altogether.
Yeah.
Has there been anything said about the row numbers, letters being put on the top of the steps so that people can see them going down the stairs?
I certainly wanted to do roughly where you are, because we have people who come out of the lounges and go down there. So I think the ones it's
Well,
I think it's more an issue on your area because
nobody knows where they're going.
Yeah. Whereas on the others, it almost feels more comfortable because enough people know where they're going there. The people that go below the press box are the ad hoc sales rather than the regulars. So, I think it's certainly needed that.
I can't. I must have been here when we were discussing it because I was in. But he said we had a turnstile failure in the east stand, an ongoing complex problem, but being attended to. I can't remember that. What was that? Turnstile failure in the east stand, an ongoing complex being attended to.
Oh, was it you? Yeah, we were waiting for a part from.
No, it's North Stand. Where's that South Stand?
South Stand.
South
Well, if it was a South Stand, I couldn't remember that it was discussed in the South Stand either. I can't remember it being discussed.
Effectively, they replaced the part and decided it still went to gain the Super complex, but I don't go up into the pre-match, I don't know, but it's the turnstile S1, but whether it's been sorted, I don't know. But they have got the PDAs.
To get there's an alternative if it is a problem. Okay, that's the notes from last time. Since the last meeting, the Colchester match was just 2 days before the last meeting. So at home we've had Shrewsbury and Oldham. And away we've had Notts County and Eppington. Yeah. So any issues on the home games apart from the football and the scores?
There's been discussion in the past about banning drums for away fans. I noticed Oldham fans have got one.
Yep.
Drove me stare.
There as well.
Yeah.
I think if we'd have won 3-0, it would have been used.
I'll be honest. Yeah.
I mean, what we said, along with a lot of clubs, is we do it on a reciprocal basis. So if we're allowed to take a drum, and we took one to Notts County, then we allow them to bring one. And as far as I know, I was asked both for Oldham, and I've been asked will be one coming for Cheltenham as well. But in both cases, they're allowed to take a drum, whether or not we took one. So it's and the feelings be that if it's a game, nobody really complains if it's a game you end up winning. In a lot of cases, the drumming from them and any noise from them is reciprocated by our own fans, unless we're 3-0 down. And effectively it builds the atmosphere, and you always try and outsing them if it's a decent game.
The atmosphere at the Accrington, at the Oldham game until the goal started going, it was terrific. Home drum, away drum, or whatever, it was terrific.
They say home drummer or goes to away matches. We think it's brilliant, don't we?
Away matches.
Well,
Our
drummer who goes to away matches is brilliant.
Oh, young lad, we've got a young lad goes to away.
Very good.
Do we know his name?
I don't.
Yeah.
I can find it out.
Yeah.
I think my son's friends with him.
He's
Just different.
early teens, mid-teens.
Yeah. He got blisters on his hands after counting.
I remember many years ago at Matlock Town, they had a very, very good and dedicated drummer at their home games, and he wasn't there when I went to one night match. And I said to Tom, who was the chairman at the time, what's your drummer? He says, he's got a tag on his ankle at the moment, he's not allowed to come to night matches.
I think people wanted the lad to go in the north stand so that we could have two drums going off.
It's very good.
You're gonna have to make radio and look so they can coordinate.
So, it's It's worth it now mentioning in the notes again about the reciprocal thing with the drums, because we do, it does pop up every 6 months or 9 months, that one, doesn't it? And it's been ever since day one we've had that. And I think that's changed, because originally it was we'd let anybody in because we let ours in, but it has now become reciprocal, I think, isn't it?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know anywhere we've been turned away from the drum.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, Shrewsbury. Oh, nothing from the home games of any. No. We had decent crowds at both of them.
Yeah.
So
I think everybody just walked out miserable. didn't
ingress,
they?
yeah. Ingress and egress was all right. What about away games, Notts and Aki? Lots of people at both of them. Everything go okay? I mean,
That's absolute chaos getting into Notts.
was it?
Yeah.
What time did you try and get in, Cam?
About half an hour before kick-off.
Oh, okay, so plenty of
Yeah,
time.
There was people who 25, 30 minutes before when they were still stuck outside when we kicked off, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've not had feedback about it, but being there and being around the turnstiles for quite a while, it was that their handheld scanners didn't scan, and it wasn't printed tickets. It could be any kind of ticket. So as I went in with mine on my screen, the people in front of me says it's not reading off screens, and the people directly in front of me who hadn't been turned away had got paper tickets, and they had to type in the number.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what they did with ours.
Yeah.
whoa.
And then I put mine thinking, this is going to take forever. And they went, okay, in you go. And that was off the screen was. So I think it was just almost random whether they read it or not.
Well, I'd loaded mine to Google Wallet.
Yeah.
And that worked, but there was other people who just got screenshots.
So some people, they typed it in where they could have Google Wallet. Others, they sent them around to ticket numbers. So you
I think some had photos, you know, quite amazing.
Yeah.
I think some had a photo and it wasn't scanning those properly.
Yeah,
The bloke behind
it was
us,
the
they got
people
Yeah,
who
yeah.
screenshot where it gets it in, but
Yeah.
I used the screenshot of the barcode
Yeah.
to load it to Google Wallet, and that man went through fine.
Ken, as our resident IT expert, as you keep telling us, I'm going on your views of yourself. If you take a screenshot of a barcode, does that act exactly the same as one? Because on some airline ones you can't take a photo
Not
of them, can
necessarily,
you?
but I don't know how or why.
Yeah.
Well, it's to stop people faking.
Yeah, so no, absolutely, because it's the easiest thing in the world to do, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't do the Ticketmaster ones.
No.
I understood that the PDFs, you could pass them on and with no issues with them. Anything from a Google Wallet, you can transfer it wallet to wallet, but a lot of people, because you can get QR or barcode off the Google Wallet one, people are sending them, but they are active ones that change every few seconds. So, yeah.
Well, mine wasn't,
Right.
because I had to
Right.
use my QR code to set it up as a ticket.
Mm.
It wasn't one I could click a button and add easily. I did a bit of a faff and thought, oh, am I going to bother here? I'm going to have to open my
Well,
PDF up, and I didn't.
I must say, I didn't realise they would go into your wallets for those. I thought mine was a PDF on the
No,
screen.
you can use you can scan
You
it.
could have not
You
scanned
can
it.
use that to
Mm.
swipe in Google Wallet.
Oh, right, no, I've not heard that. I've not heard anything about Nest County. You say you don't hear it quite so much when you win, do you? But all right. Did you get in for kickoff, Ken?
Yep.
Just.
5 minutes.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, but it's still a long way,
Still
isn't it?
plenty of people.
When they know how many people are coming, and did they were the right amount of turnstiles open? Because of course you go into that second half of the stand. Yeah. So if you were in the second half of the stand, you didn't have to. You
There were
could
letting
slip it in.
people in those tickets wouldn't scan, simply because there was no way for. Alan Martin was told, oh, you'll have to go back to the ticket office.
Yeah.
About 200 people
Yeah,
behind him.
yeah.
Did no chance.
Yeah.
They're very big.
Yeah.
I've been out through it out.
Yeah. But at least there was spare. It wasn't one of these that there's 1,000 like at Walsall when there's 1,000 people in. There's only room for 500. There was additional room if people did sneak in, which when they shouldn't have done. But
No, another club's had the same problem at Notts recently.
Right.
When somebody showed our pictures of our queues outside,
Yeah.
and other clubs found comments.
were the pictures on social media around of the queues at Notts? I didn't see. I'm amazed I didn't see any. Yeah, I didn't see any. No, I didn't see any at all.
Yeah, it lived in Grimsby then. So
Yeah, Grimsby there the week before in the
yeah.
black and white stripes derby. Yeah. So, Aki?
Richard Stewart's one
I think
brilliant.
that
Yeah.
is one of the best.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
clubs going.
Yeah.
The stewards are fantastic.
They are so friendly, they're so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
how
can't fault
football
them.
should be.
Yeah.
And then our area's really good. And
Yeah, no, they are very, very good. And they're a good old-fashioned football club.
Yeah, they are.
Because me and Paul Fisher, who didn't have a car park ticket, did manage to blag our way in. And it's a while since we've had to even try and blag our way in, but we've still got that factor,
That
the
little
X
car
factor.
park that's just down the road where buses park outside.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's only give a donation.
Yeah, donation, isn't it? Yeah, it is,
Donation, yeah.
No, I think Accrington, I think a lot of clubs could learn from Accrington.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
I absolutely agree.
I think we
Yeah,
could
the
stewards.
The hospitality was well priced last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stewards were fantastic.
And they didn't charge me for the car parking either.
And there were two former Chesterfield players in their hospitality before the game. Gary Roberts, who popped in very briefly, and the King of Benin, Mr. Pie Maker himself.
Chesterfield people in hospitality.
Yes, I saw a few, and there always is at Accrington, because as Marcy just said, it's always well priced.
Well, it was 60 quid last year,
Yeah,
so I don't know what it was this
When
year.
we played, whenever it was a few years ago, on New Year's Day, when it was absolutely freezing, one of the coldest I've ever been at football matches we did it, and it was only like 30 quid or something, doing your ticket. So it's always been very, 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 very good. Okay, so they're the matches. Anything on YouTube?
No, nobody's.
So if you're listening on YouTube, get your questions in anytime you fancy it. In the room. Ooh.
Because we've had one of the,
Ooh.
the smallest amount of games, I think.
I just want to bring up again about the WhatsApp channels, having the club having its own WhatsApp channel, so that people get all the information as and when.
You're a judge, I know you can put all your light down.
Because I know a few people that missed the county tickets and stuff like that, just because it just gets buried in Facebook.
Yeah.
Again, with
Because
WhatsApp, can you have ones with millions of people on it?
Yeah, and
there's no limit, because on some emails, for instance, there's a limit, isn't there?
but it's also that you can have it that
Nobody
it's
can
just
reply.
news out to it, so you don't have all the hundreds of stupid.
You can react to a
replies.
post, so you
Yeah.
can like it, whatever,
Yeah.
but you can't actually comment on anything. So
Yeah.
it's just purely information. And I just think it's really good for people who like. I'm trying to get away from Facebook and things like that, just to have somewhere where you've got all the information you want in one place.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
well, like I say, Facebook's just bad kids and everything.
Yeah.
You actually want to see.
Yeah, well, would we like that? Is the general feeling in the room that some WhatsApp type of channel with just news on would be useful?
Yeah. Sometimes you don't see a post.
Do you know what WhatsApp is?
What do you mean exactly?
Yeah, all right. Well,
We'll put it down and I'll
put that down for Pete to have a look at. Because it doesn't come, and on these sort of things, I know it's like with X and Facebook, I'm sure you can link it up. You only have to write it in once. You probably don't have to write the same thing in every time. I'm sure you can. I'm sure there's stuff that what is there? I don't know. Because you can put X posts on Facebook and vice versa, can't you?
It was difficult because the pictures are different sizes, but you could do that. You can't do it with Instagram because Instagram's got its own different set of issues because you can't do links and everything in there. But yeah, so it's mostly that you can link between.
Lynn Mandeville reading the news every day. I thought that'd be quite actually. If you've got something to do that, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Can I just say, it took a long time, but well done to the club for getting actual doors on front, both of them opening at last.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Oh, right.
It took a long time, but at least they've done it at last.
And I noticed they put those
Yeah.
rails down the side so they don't get whacked in them if you come out to a funny angle.
Yeah, well,
Is that what that's for?
One of the big issues always was that people would come to the wrong door when there was only one.
Yeah.
And then go across sideways and
It's
they were
whack,
too
yeah.
close. Well, it wouldn't even open. And they'd stand there and bang on the door, go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that actually always forces you to it into an angle
Right.
as well. But
Yeah.
well, yes, it also stops them raising you. Yeah.
Yeah, people are just walking into the railings now because for 15 years they didn't know they were there.
Well, I'll have to
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
It did actually need some parts, which is why it's taken some while. But I don't think there was ever a sort of maintenance contract for those and things like the shutters, which there is now, because it was, they break and it's a massive job. Whereas come once a year and end of the season and do actually you just need that seal changing.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's a sensible decisions being made, and we shouldn't have things like that going in the future.
Marcia.
Good to see the club hosting the final women's match at the SMH. Hopefully a good attendance and the club pushing ticket sales in the run up to the match.
Yeah, that's a good point. The women's team have got 2 competitive games remaining this season, and on both of them they could win silverware. The final league match, which has been here on April the 12th, 2:00 kickoff. £5 tickets, are they? I think.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
And it's 30 quid for hospitality.
Yes.
So good value hospitality.
That's a 2-course meal.
Yeah, we've bought some hospitality
I think
tickets.
they've just reduced the tickets for season ticket holders by £1.
Oh, right, okay.
After I bought them.
Oh right.
So I think it's £4 now for season
Oh
ticket
right.
holders.
Thanks for that. So that's worth checking out.
When I looked, there were about 450 tickets so far.
Yes.
Right.
But that's Sunday the 12th. Sunday the 12th, 2:00 kickoff against SJR Workshop, who are, they tell me, well, their website tells me, are the biggest club, I don't know what that means, in the Sheffield and Hallamshire FA. So they've got men's, women's, girls, boys, and everything. So they've obviously got quite a lot. And there's a prize up for grabs if anybody knows what SJR stands for in SJR Workshop. I had to look it up the other day, and it took me ages to find out what the R stood for. I found the SJ quite quickly, but I couldn't find the R.
I've been to their ground. The biggest club is a glorified Highfield Park.
Well,
They're probably talking about how many teams they have.
teams and players, yeah.
I can remember one pitch.
Yeah, I didn't write the website, Ken.
Yeah.
I'm only just doing my research for commentary. No, SJR, they were originally St Joseph's Club, but the R stands for Rockware. Well, it's not like a company or anything like that, but I think they play at the Rockware ground. Their ground is the Rockware ground.
There was Rockware Glass.
No, it may well have been Rockware Glass's ground. So it's SJR, St Joseph's Rockware. There you go. So, and they're an established club, been in this division a couple of years, and are one of the few teams that have taken points off Chesterfield. Early in the season, they drew. But they're second bottom at the moment with games in hand. I don't think they'll go down. It's the bottom 2 go down. So that's that. And if Chesterfield win that, they will win the league. Not winning it doesn't necessarily mean they won't win the league. But Loughborough, who are the closest rivals, they've got to play Mansfield, who are a decent side, and we beat 2-1 last week or 2 weeks ago now. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Mansfield could take some off. But they're playing on the same day. So, but a win for Chesterfield, they'll get promoted to Tier 4. And in the women's, unlike the men's game, where there's only one team, one league in Tier 1, Tier 2, 3, Tier 4, Tier 5, and then it starts pyramiding out. In the women's game, there's obviously the Premier League is Tier 1, and I think other 2. It might be 1 championship, and then it starts getting more regional at level 3. So. But it's Tier 4, which will be terrific. And we're doing commentary on 1866 Sport on the games. We're doing a full hour's build up to it as well. And then the following Sunday, confusingly at 3:00 kickoff, away. Well, it's not away; it's neutral ground. Ilkeston Town. We're playing Derby County under-21s in the County Cup final, which I think they won last year.
Yes.
So looking to retain the County Cup final the week after at Ilkeston. So. Two consecutive Sundays could be 2 bits of silverware.
And hopefully, if they don't lose, they'll have gone unbeaten for the whole season in the league.
No, we lost to Loughborough.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, we lost 6-0. We lost 6-0 at home to Loughborough.
I thought they said that it was unbeaten for the season.
No. Lost to Loughborough. Loughborough have a lot of university players. They've got a massive squad, huge squad. And earlier in the season, they were able to. We played them very early in the season. They were able to play players who also appear in their Tier 3 team.
Yeah.
We had a player sent off early on in that game at 2-0 and lost 6-0. But they were clearly better than us. But they had players that aren't eligible to play now because you have to. It's a bit like the football league. You have to have a squad at a certain time.
Yeah.
And but that was early enough for them to play players from 2 tiers higher, and you could tell.
Yeah.
But no. So it's
Ringers.
that's the one. So the 2 draws we've had have been against Mansfield and SJR works up and then won all the other games. So and there are some really talented young players. There's some experienced players, but there's a couple of 16, 17, 18-year-olds who are really, really talented as well, who are on the education programme at the. Yeah, Evie Carter's on the education programme here, I think, isn't she? Chanel Ashday, who's 16 going on 17, is on the.
It's a little bit of an odd setup because there are 2 teams here.
Yes.
Because of the community trust ones and the education teams. But effectively, it is actually providing a progression that's going to be working.
And I think players who play in the first team can play in the education team if they are members of the educational setup. So Evie's the leading scorer. She's scored a goal a game, sort of 17 in 17 or something like that. And then there's a right winger called Ellen, who has been called up to a training camp for the Swedish age group side. Her mum's Swedish. I keep trying to teach her the laws of football because every referee's a cheat, every opposition team's a cheat, and but Erin's exceptional. She's very, very, very good. So it's well worth coming to. The standard is decent. There's no question about it. The standard's decent, and that's a bit of an advert for that. Any other business in the room?
Yeah, we've got one, haven't we, about the away travel. When we travel to away games on the coach, the amount of times we get charged, well, not us personally, but I presume the club, get charged at their end for having to park up.
Yeah.
But we don't seem to do it here, do we?
Part of that is almost control. And I'm surprised in some cases because we've had instances where they refuse to park where they're charged and gone off and caused all kinds of issues for control of crowds. So I think our police want people in here. They want, they don't even like them dropping off at the end of the mall like they did for. It wasn't dropped off.
Sometimes it's £25, £30.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But
that's per bus as well.
Yes, we have to stand that as and it puts a seat potentially for you.
Do you ever find out afterwards that the charge, or do you know when you price the bus?
You know when we're told the arrangements, we know that. Yeah. And some of them, there's nowhere suitable. The best place you can park is in the school nearby. They charge.
Yeah.
And that's when in which case we'll drop off a mile away and park outside somebody's house who can't move their car.
Yeah.
But we've always worked on the assumption that the police would like them dropping off here an hour before kick-off, and we've got control. But and for the sake of probably less than an average of 2 coaches.
It's like someone
50 quid a match.
In Walsall, when we went to Walsall, we park up right outside more or less where away bit is, don't we? And they charge us like 20 quid.
But also that sometimes where it's charging might not be football club ground. Yeah, like I'm not sure if the external to Walsall is part of Walsall FC. I think it might still be Jeff Bonsers, who used to own Walsall years ago. So I don't think the clubs have necessarily got. I mean, Harrogate. Well, the money that the driver says you need to pay goes on drink at Harrogate, isn't it? I mean, there's nowhere to park there. So if you have to pay to park, that's the school is saying you've got to pay to park here or whatever, because they're not going to put a steward on for free unless the club pays them anything, are they? So a lot of them, where it's charged, will be the club. The club has got no control. That's not to say that the club won't. We charge for cars. So that the club of course can charge for coaches should it choose, but a lot. I think most police forces are like the Derbyshire one, that they'd rather have them here. Yeah, and if you started charging, like, yeah, well, we'll park up the road then and walk, and that'll create more havoc.
Yeah.
So I think if you ask the police, they'd say park at the ground for free. That's their ideal scenario, isn't it? Because then they can control what time they arrive to a certain degree, and control ingress and egress.
It was Walsall that they dropped off at the other end
Was it?
because they really weren't happy about that, because Walsall some of them came to cause trouble. They've decided that we've got a rivalry with
It
them.
doesn't really exist. No.
Now we've just got a problem with the former keeper there.
Yeah.
Was that?
Thinking, we saw him crying too.
Oh yeah.
We had the last one.
Yes. Okay. Any more? Very quiet.
What about
Good job, you're here, Ken.
Tyrone, being as he's had to retire, is there any chance there'll be a game or hope for him pre-season?
Well, the club has said, and I think it was at the AGM, that they will do something for Jamie Grimes and Tyrone Williams. They're not saying what. There'll be no chance of a game for Jamie Grimes because he's not been here long enough or anything along those lines. But injury is a little bit different.
Yeah, that's what I thought. How it was as well.
Yeah, but you know, I don't. The answer is I don't know. But the club have said, they've said publicly that some recognition will be given. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know what that is. But, yeah. So as is, not you know, if you don't know or you're not able to say. So technically, will his contract end on June the 30th, same as everybody, and just sort of said to him, yeah, right, go away or whatever.
I don't know whether ones like that are
Run to that, yeah.
You know, sort of straight away or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, a lot of that is to get your medical sign off for compensation type of thing and everything like that from the powers that be, the FA and everything, because the insurance covers premature injury coverage, but the thing is, and then when you take, I know in the past, I'm just trying to think of some of the players, but I can't, that they've taken their compensation, and that means they can't play full time again, doesn't it? So it's a big decision for a player to make if they think they're going to do it. But and I've known of times when people have had to pay it back because they've got fit again and wanted to get into full time again. So it's a big thing for a footballer who's only 30 to say, I'm never going to play again at full time level. So,
and it, you might not know how it works, but in terms of the medical costs, most of them are borne by the club.
Yeah.
So for one as serious as that, the club, may have had to expend quite a lot of money into, if Tyrone had been a window cleaner, they'd go, well, you well enough now to go and get a desk job somewhere, and you signed off the NHS. Because he's a footballer, there's another 6 months of rehab to see whether he can get back to being a footballer again. So, yes, I think the club have done right by him. He's injured in one of our matches.
The fact that he was up and walking,
He was
that quickly,
Yeah.
anyway,
And the fact that he should have a perfectly normal life now, albeit not playing professional football. That's it's
At least it's happened when we were in the Football League, not when we were in non-league, unless he played, I don't know whether he played in
He'd never played in the league
EFL, then he wouldn't have been covered by the PFA.
No, he wasn't. No.
So, the fact that he was then covered by the PFA is, it's a good thing for him.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's, personally, that should change because he's a fully professional tier 5.
I had an argument with what's his name, the head of the PFA, can't remember his name, but the head of the PFA.
We don't hear about him as much now. It's not Gordon Taylor, do we?
No, but I said, and because he turned around and he said, well, it's the national. We want to be in the National League, but the National League don't want us. And I said, well, hang on, sod the National League, go to the clubs.
Oh,
They're the ones
yeah.
that, you know,
You're a union. go
Yeah.
to potential members, get them to join. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
you know,
yeah.
they're the people that need it.
Yeah.
National League, you know,
Well, you only had to
Literally
feedback from the players
one,
when they were trying to change the
yeah,
rules.
is it one club now that's what, full time, maybe in the National League? Maybe 3 at the most. Well,
You sign as a scholar, and you know, after 6 weeks, you break down and never play again. You're a PFA member for life.
yeah, that's it.
You could have played 10 years fully pro in.
Yeah, like George Carlyle.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that was my argument, that him and Cabby, Cabby's going to St George's Park because he's played in the league and covered by the PFA, whereas Carline,
K Dons before he moved into
and then Carline, because he'd not been a league player, we sent him, I think, with Cabby, but it was at our expense rather than using his, you know, PFA stuff.
And what do people think would be a fitting thing for those two? Well, for Tyrone mainly. What people fit in? I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at players who have had testimonials or benefit, they're not called testimonials if it's injury, benefits, who haven't done 10 years, there's not very many over the years, are there?
No.
Not very. I mean, Shinner was one for that had a. Oh no, he'll have had 10 years service on the staff, won't he?
Well, it's not.
Did Ferg get one? Yeah. Yeah, get injured in a testimonial, ironically, against Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah.
It's not much, but I think like last game of the season, why can't he come out onto the field? Well, we're all fans.
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of thing, I think will happen. I mean, but in terms of Jamie, it will depend on when matches are playing.
Yeah.
He's captain.
Yeah.
Boston.
Yeah.
So that is almost a no-brainer, but it will depend on whether the National League's finished separately early, you know. Well, actually,
But if we get the playoffs,
early, aren't we? So yeah,
if we get the playoffs, it'll be easy.
Last game of the season.
Yeah.
For him to come out.
At least the recognition, yeah.
Might be ball or something.
Yeah.
You can't do a presentation with certificate because I've done that.
Okay, any more?
Just bring this up again, with the North Stand now becoming the family stand, is there plans to resurrect the fan club for the youngsters?
Yes, Young Spyrites or similar.
I will.
We've never had a better opportunity, have we, to be honest?
Yeah. Ironically, for 3 or 4 years, the Young Spyrites Christmas party was paid for by
David May.
So I think it's probably wise to do, because we are. I've got to get on with the designs or concepts for the concourse.
There needs to be a mural of Chester in there, doesn't there?
It's. I mean, what the plans are is there's going to be at least 3 walls that are family-friendly stuff. There'll be sort of things like, you know, the traditional measure yourself against Chester, and we're hoping for a composite team photo with a seat on, so you can have a photo taken with Chesterfield heroes. And at the other end, there'll be one with whoever's as captain next year, giving you a high five and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other walls will have specific celebrations of things. So there'll be walking football, there'll be the women's game, there'll be black footballers and anti-racism, there'll be rainbow Spyrites. So all inclusion with that as well, but they'll all be done in a way that's
family oriented.
Yeah, so it's very accessible. You've got something to work on there, and the things that we do from next year around families, you keep up challenges. If we put the inflatable brigade up around there, so the intention is to push it all around there. And I think you're right. We ought to have a go at the.
I suspect it only died because of COVID, did it? Did it only disappear with
No,
COVID?
my son joined about 2021, 22.
Oh right, so it was still going.
Then it just died off after about a year.
It was run by the trust, Keith and.
I think that was the thing, is that Ian used to run it,
Yeah.
and then
It just became
the
another
trust.
task.
Well, the
maybe.
trust took it over, and then when the trust took it over, I don't know why.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it ran for a year and
Yeah.
then it just
Yeah.
died off.
Yeah, you need an individual drive in it.
Yeah,
And daft as it sounds, it's something that a volunteer would probably do better than the paid employee.
I suspect that the person who's doing match day engagement there may not be the right person. So it's, and like you say, we do have volunteers that will do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you could even throw it open to
I mean,
Chester's champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've had.
I mean, me and Stella know there's a reason we're still season ticket holders. Even though the kids have grown up, because that's what happened is that they dragged us in because of the young side.
And all of the successful supporter organisations in my time have always been run by volunteers.
Would it be a problem today, though, with all safeguarding and everything, for a volunteer to do it?
I think if you get your CRB and everything in place.
All our Chester champions are checked.
Yeah.
Now in football, you can't have a role without being checked.
No.
I mean,
Other clubs have
But the organising
Kids.
part doesn't actually involve the
Yeah.
actual organising of the event.
No,
It doesn't involve contact with the children. It's only when it's actually run that.
But you almost feel that whoever's administering it needs to have a CRB just in case. But all our volunteers, all the ones that work at the trust now, are checked. So it basically costs just a small amount of money. It comes back in a couple of days. If it's
Well, is it that quick these days?
If it's a voluntary one, you shouldn't see how many it costs.
I'm trying to use how many it costs.
There's
Yeah.
no zero cost to volunteers. There's a cost to
Yeah.
employees.
I mean, it wasn't a huge cost to join the Young Spy Rights at the time.
I think
And you
I think it was a tenner all the way through. Just on it.
You got a birthday card, a Christmas card from whoever the manager was at the
It was a
time.
gift at the beginning of the
A
season.
gift at the beginning of the season and maybe a birthday gift. Well, Tina did, I know at least one of them was, I think it was Jack, it was a picture and it
It was a
was
shirt.
Jack Lester's shirt and somebody else's
Oh,
shirt,
yeah.
and then your kid's name on the shirt in the middle.
Yeah.
Really effective, I would assume fairly cheap to put together.
How many
In a
kids do we
little
have coming
picture.
on a typical match day, Pete?
It would be easy to work it out.
1,000? What is it?
I'm trying to think what the numbers are, because one of the things at the pre-match, because we have a safeguarding representative there, it is basically checking out numbers of 13s and unders. They're the ones we particularly look at, and for away fans, 16s and unders. So yeah, that information is available. What I will say is, one of the things you'd like to hear on Wednesday if you come is a new project, which I'm not going to steal anybody's thunder at the moment, but it is about fan engagement, and there may be quite a lot to do with young fans in that as well. So, and it won't be set in stone to start with. It's an aspirational thing. So things like this, any suggestions? Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? We'll take it on board as part of it, but look out for that.
So I think there needs to be something as well, because my lad, he's 14 on Saturday, and there's just that little gap, from when they're young to when they're sort of classed as adults and stuff.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of something in there as well.
It starts up when we still have a supporters club, because we don't have a supporters club. There aren't actually any clubs that isn't any kind of fan organisation.
It's really odd that we are literally the only one that pretty much.
Yeah, but bearing in mind ownership that there's been in this club,
yeah,
the fact that they're in
yeah.
one is a bit bizarre, really.
Yeah.
But a lot of the fan engagements and lots of the Kenya Supporters Club is now dropped into what the trust does.
Yes, yes.
And that's, the trust was a direct descendant of the Supporters Trust, which is part of Supporters Club. And that's one of the reasons, but that doesn't mean things can't change.
I think back in the supporters club days, Ken, didn't you organise a knitting event? Yeah, back in 1974, I think, knitting competition.
But no, so it might be a lovely opportunity to hear over the summer of coming up with ideas about how we increase our engagement and our support base.
And do 13 and 14-year-olds on a Saturday afternoon or Friday afternoon just want to come to the match, or do they want to
I don't
do
know.
other
It's just
stuff?
it's that awkward age. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I know. That's what I'm thinking about.
It's like you want them to feel like they're part of something, they are important,
Yeah.
but I think
The thing
sometimes
is,
They just want to go and watch the game.
Yeah.
so the Christmas party, it used to be that you had meet all the players, and
Yeah.
it was mandatory. All the players had to be there, and it doesn't matter what age the kids are.
Yeah.
They want
Yeah.
to meet the players and have a photo and get the autographs. Now they have the magician usually, which that's probably kids 11, 12 maybe. And that was the problem, is that after that, you had those kids that were then hanging around not knowing what to do, but they never sort of filled that in. But I still think, the kids, adults want to meet the players and get photos and autographs, so any kids of any age are going to want to meet the players and have that opportunity at half terms and Christmas holidays. We don't even do open days anymore. When was the last open day that we had?
We've said that in here before, haven't we? Lack of open days.
And the actual.
Went down really well.
Well, yeah, but the manager's boss, should we say, will have an open day. We've had open. I used to do open days at Saltergate. We've had open days when the players don't come. Doesn't stop having an open day. The players aren't always about the open. We used to have old boys matches on the pitch. I've organised several open days where there's been no players there, but there's been a lot of fans there.
But as well, you want events where you can come and meet the players that isn't a match day.
But we do a lot of those along the kit launch in April 23rd kit launch. Sadly, I'm doing a David Bowie fanning in London.
But how many players are there? Five.
There were a lot there last couple of times. There's been quite a few there. Yeah,
and
nearly all there last
the
year.
late night Christmas opening as well.
Yeah, Christmas opening. So they do a few of them.
Yeah.
So no, they're always pretty good on that. But to me, the open day is about using the space. And maybe one day when the fair's here in the summer or anything, that might be an opportunity to do something in the car park. I don't know.
And I mean,
the Christmas fairs and everything they've done are really successful.
the Christmas fair it wasn't a Christmas fair. The day they did, it was the kids' Christmas party for the game, and it was the game that we ended our non-winning streak under Martin.
Salford.
Yeah,
Salford.
because I got
Sutton.
there.
Salford or
Salford, and you had reindeer out here. You had Santa's Grotto.
Yeah.
In underneath the North Stand,
Yeah.
they had some of the injured players in there with their photos, signing their photos, meeting all the kids that were in the
The
North
queue for the
Stand.
flipping grotto and the reindeers was massive.
And they had the kit in there being sold over the counter and that as well, and it's, again, with that being the kids' family stand, that would be ideal to be able to do that again, and have things like that. And have injured, they're not warming up on the pitch, are they? They can go and, spend half an hour signing photos and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely think there should be some sort of open day.
Yeah,
I
there
think
should be.
They used to do a good thing just before season started because it got everybody into.
You could go and pick up your season
Into it,
ticket
right, yeah.
before the
Yeah,
match
yeah.
started. It gave before the season kicked off, and it's sort of you got to go and see bits of the ground that you don't normally see. And with, I've still not been into the East Stand to have a look at or the South Stand to look at the things. So it's things like that, isn't it?
No, I had one time. It was when they have them roll 6 dice, roll 6 you win a car. Win a Vauxhall Nova supplied by Peter Blake's. Nobody won it, but you could insure against it.
Yeah.
You could, I insured against it being won, and then it got that several were won, and the actuary is thinking that's not the odds are wrong.
Yeah.
So you have to pay a lot more, and then somebody came and stood over it.
Yeah.
they had an observer doing it, and that's what killed it a little bit, because all of a sudden that added an extra £1,000 onto it or something like that.
Well, we had an
But nobody won ours.
open training day
Yeah, we've had a few of them, haven't we? Martin Allen.
when,
and Cookie's done one of them, I think.
yeah, because he then got bloke from Hull. Oh my head.
Liam
Defender.
Cooper.
Liam Cooper. That's the one. He got in because that's they'd sent some players up. Oh, it.
Well, one of the back at Saltergate when Ian was doing when Ian predominantly, and I was just sort of voicing it up on the day. We used to in the old exec club. We got 40 or 50 kids there, and Alan Walters, who was the FD at the time, came across. He says, "Oh, Ruben Hazel's signing an extended contract today. Do you want me to bring him in and sign it in front of the kids?" It was like, "Yeah." And that was absolutely fantastic. You know, Ruben Hazel and Alan Walters there, just making sure his hand was over all the important bits, you know, so nobody could see it.
Paul Cook did his press conference live in front of the Young Starlights one
He
year.
did. I'd forgotten about that.
And
He did. You're absolutely
Kurt
right. He did.
loved it
He
because
did.
Kurt won a prize at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
point.
he did. I forgot
And
that.
he got Paul Cook presented him with his prize. He'd
Yeah.
done a competition of some
Yeah.
kind. And yeah,
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's yeah, he did. He did. So
because it was recorded and put out.
yeah, I completely forgot
Yeah.
about that. So, let's say, just with what we've got here,
Yeah.
you know, we've seen it all happen over the last 25 years or more, and you know, it's stuff that's dead easy to put together. Dead easy to put together. But busy people who are employees are too busy sometimes. So you need somebody like Peter or whatever overseeing, make sure you don't overstretch. But you know, we could easily do something like that. It wouldn't be difficult. It wouldn't be difficult.
I'm happy to.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's plenty in this room would do. So yeah. Let's feed that back.
At the end of the day, kids are the future.
Any more,
Yeah.
or are we then going to turn off the?
I don't know because I've not been the game board, the information board. I don't know if that's been working better because I've
Yeah,
not
it's been better. Yeah.
here.
I'm from, yeah.
Yeah, there was tea and coffee for the fans forum was a question the last time, wasn't it? But yeah. Other than that,
Yeah. What was the most we had on? Is it?
the 15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's it, we'll close.
Right,
And we'll
thank you, everybody.
So please do try and make it next Wednesday. And please, if you can get to the women's game. Yeah, Ian. Yeah. Of this?
Yes.
Well, it's for